Oh, and did I forget to mention that the dialogue is extremely clunky? And no better example of this shows that they wrote the dialogue so that no one would say the Amnesia's girl name. This leads to some very, very unnatural dialogue.
Hey, hon. You're looking much better.
Thanks. I'm sorry I had you worried. I haven't recovered all the way just yet.
Look, if anyone's got your back, I do.
Oh, you're such a mother, Sawa.
Well, now, she's gonna need your help, too.
What is it? Is there something the matter? Do I have something on my face?
That was so terrible, I think you gave me cancer.
Oh, sweet mother of God, I can do better than that. And I know my delivery's not that good. But at least I put some gosh darn effort into it. I mean, just look. What is it? What's wrong? Is there something on my face? Now please, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not saying that the dubcast is bad. I'm just saying that they had nothing to work with. Both the English and the Japanese voice actors and actresses do their absolute best. But they're just given crap to work with. I feel sorry for them. They really try. They really, really try, but the show's just giving them nothing. They're giving us all they got, and the show's giving them nothing. Nothing! Nothing! So for the first two episodes, we pretty much just see the Amnesia girl trying to get her memories back, and no one's expecting a damn thing, because apparently everyone in this series is a flippin' moron! And then around episode 2, she accidentally runs off a cliff. You heard me. Okay. I don't care how uncoordinated you are. Accidentally running off a cliff is just completely and utterly moronic. So, apparently, after surviving falling off a cliff, she wakes up the next morning to learn that she is dating Shin, or as I like to call him, Mr. Red, represented by the heart. Yes, each of the love interests is represented by a playing card, which I think is actually pretty fitting, seeing as they're pretty much got personalities as flat as cards. So Shin figures out that she's got amnesia, which is pretty flippin' obvious.
I know you. And ever since you got up, you've been trying to act like there's nothing wrong. But you're not fooling me, okay? So, I'm guessing that your memory is gone?
And for the next two episodes, we pretty much see the two develop a relationship and blah blah blah. But what I think is really interesting is that at one point, he actually tries to rape her.
About the accident. You really don't remember anything.
No.
Imagine that this is the Shinano Forest. It's the night you fell. Now try to remember something. We're alone, just like on the night of your accident. I confronted you about sharing a room with Sawa. Why are you and Sawa in the same room? I wanted you to sneak out and come with me to my room. Then you said, today's trip isn't about doing stuff like that. We're just friends here together. You don't remember?
Now, I know what some of you are going to say. These two are dating. This does not technically constitute as rape. Well, I got one thing to say to that.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong.
If you are in a relationship with someone, but that person does not want to have intimate contact right that moment, that's rape. And this girl has amnesia. Right now, she doesn't know him. And he knows it. He knows what he's doing is wrong. But he still goes along with it. And you know what really kills me? She acts just a few minutes like nothing happened.
They're pretty, aren't they?
You sure you don't want to join them and shoot some rockets?
Huh?
Right. Yeah, I know that you like quieter things. I get it.
I hate you so much. I wish a flippin' truck would run you over. And I also wish that a Blu-ray copy of Cowboy Bebop would appear right in my hands. Can't get everything that you want. So yeah, at the end of episode 4, she wakes up and finds out that now she's no longer dating Mr. Red, but she's dating Mr. Blue now. Who's represented by the spade. And I know he has a real name, but he has such little personality, I'm not even going to bother trying to say it. So, in case you haven't figured out, what happens for the next couple of episodes is that she dies a horrible, painful death, which I enjoy way too much for my own good, and then dates one of the 4 color-coded men. But do you know what gets to me the most? Is that this series is actually genuinely intriguing. I'm not BSing you whatsoever. You genuinely want to know what happens. They end each episode in such a way that... That's it! I'm not watching any more of this!
You there. Do you have a moment?
Rika.
Right after the next episode! You genuinely want to know what's going to happen next. I have no idea how they managed to pull this miracle off. But it's made in such a way that once you start, you can't stop until you've seen all of it. I have to admit, a part of me is genuinely impressed. You know each and every single episode is gonna be painful, and yet they managed to put in just enough intrigue and mystery and what ifs or what's going to happen next that you want to keep watching. With that said, it's still torture. And oh boy, is Mr. Blue quite the catch.
To make up for it, I'll do anything you ask me to. And you know how happy I'd be if you made your request a little kinky.
How romantic.
Yep, he just offered sexual favors. I hate the show. I hate the show so much. And of the 4 guys that the Amnesia girl goes out with throughout the series, I hate Mr. Blue the most. Why? I'll tell ya. Because when he was a child, he wished upon a star that when women look into his eyes, they would fall in love with him. And it came true.
Holy guacamole! That last note actually curdles my mayo!
You know what really irritates me? Is that he has the audacity to complain how hard his life is, that women flock to him all around. So yes, remember people, you or me, we don't have real problems. He has the real problems. Mr. Blue has it so tough with women, doing literally his every single whim. Pity him, my friends. Pity him. Oh, and in case you can't tell, I'm being sarcastic! After the Amnesia girl goes out with Mr. Blue for a while, Mr. Blue's fangirl club, yes, he has a fangirl club, gets jealous of her and tries to kill her. Guess how they try to kill her. Okay, anyone who said something reasonable like poisoning her, go sit in the corner and think about what you said. They tried to kill the Amnesia girl by putting her into a small wooden boat and pushing it out into the lake. I don't know which is worse. The fact that they're doing this to sleep with this guy.
I'm afraid I have to get going now.
No, please don't leave. Please stay a little longer, Iggy.
I'm sorry, I can't. I already have plans.
Or that it actually freaking works! I swear, this girl has the survival instincts of the dodo bird. I could talk about her time with Mr. Green and Mr. Yellow, but honestly, it'd just be a waste of my time. It's the same every single time. She starts an abusive relationship, which is treated like a normal one for some freaking reason, and then she dies a horrible, painful death, and then it starts all over again. Oh, God. But the absolute worst part of this series, even more so than the Amnesia Girl, is the fact that this constant dating and dying over and over again, this cycle, has hardly anything to do with the central mystery. No, I'm not kidding. You could pretty much skip episodes 3 to 10 and you wouldn't miss a thing.
I mean nothing, and in case that is still not clear. Nothing.
No, 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 no. That is not how you do it. And then comes the ending of this series. There's no way around it. The ending is absolutely god-awful. It is one of the worst endings to a series I've ever seen. Not that they could have saved it, but they could have done a better job than this. In spite of that, I'm still going to try to make sense of the ending for all you lovely people. But I make no promises. It's revealed at the end that this all has to do with a man named Yuko, who is represented by the Joker. No. Not that Joker. Well, apparently, in a parallel world, Yuko was dating the Amnesia Girl. Apparently, in this parallel world, on August 1st, an explosion happened at the Amnesia Girl's university. Yeah, they never explain how that happened. Which put the Amnesia Girl into a coma for 25 days, and then she died. Unable to cope with her death, Yuko made a wish that he could live in a world where the Amnesia Girl still lived. And then the king of the spirit fairies possessed him, allowing him to travel to other worlds. As he went to each and every single world and protected the Amnesia Girl, he would die, and somehow or other not stay dead. I think it has something to do with being possessed by the king of the fairies, but that's just a guess on my part. They never explained that either. Apparently, each of these worlds has some form of sentient thought, and detects this guy like a virus and attempts to destroy him like an antibody. Apparently, dying a couple of dozen times causes him to develop a split personality, his usual normal self and a psychotic sadistic self. And the psychotic version apparently found out that if he was to kill the Amnesia Girl, he and his other personality would survive. Apparently, it's okay if he's in this world if he can kill off the Amnesia Girl, because apparently these two are not allowed to exist now in the same world, even if he was a foreign body or entity to this world. And apparently, the King of the Fairies' solution to this whole problem was to send Orion to possess the Amnesia Girl and to give her amnesia, because it'll apparently make her more effective in solving this problem.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.